Hello and good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Oilersnation After Dark. Connor Halley with you. I'll be alongside Gavin the Intern tonight as we recap the Oilers' 6-0 win over the Anaheim Ducks. Merry Clinchmas. The Edmonton Oilers going to the playoffs once again. They did what they had to do. They only needed 1 point. They got 2. And what a fun night. Leon Draisaitl getting it going. 50 goals on the season. 3 times he's accomplished that feat. Could have been more, but that's where he is. Who would have thought? I watched this kid play in PA. Never thought he'd be a 50-goal scorer in the NHL. That's why I'm not a scout. He's done it 3 times now. He's electric. The Edmonton Oilers, what a night. Hello to everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're on Facebook, we see you, Jennifer. I got you clinched. Woohoo. That's got to be the mindset of everyone right now on the old YouTube right now. We got 57 people in there. Make sure you hit that like button. Jennifer, do the same on Facebook. Help us out. First comment. This team is looking unstoppable. Edmonton Oilers fans feeling it right now. The team feeling it as well. We'll take that. We'll take with a little grain of salt. It was the Anaheim Ducks, but the Edmonton Oilers went out tonight and did exactly what they had to do. Jack Campbell, shutout. The Oilers had no shutouts a couple days ago. Now they've got a couple. Things are looking a lot better. They're starting to lock it down a little bit defensively, playing good hockey, and that's a great thing for this team. Quickly, hello, everyone. Dr. Gonzo, Cheryl, Rusty, Wise, Kyle, QF Pro, Twisted, Matthew, Steven. Who else we got here in the chat? Joey, the backup optimist. I saw Kyle, the embalmer, in there as well. Thank you guys all for tuning in tonight. We do appreciate it. 9 Baines. Did I get to Anna as well? Philippe, Tyson, Mike. A lot of people, a lot of new names in here as well. That's good to see. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook. There we go. Ray, best game for soup. Good. Some people might even say. All right, let's get to the good, the bad, the oily, brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance. Cornerstone Insurance Brokers, Edmonton's premier boutique insurance brokerage with over 90 years of success and still growing. Visit cornerstoneins.ca/nation to get an online tenant or condo insurance quote in just a few minutes and use discount code NATION for an exclusive rate. Find out why Cornerstone Insurance Brokers are ranked amongst the best in Alberta. Also, check them out on social media, on Twitter at CornerstoneINS8 and on Instagram at CornerstoneYEG. For the good, the bad, the oily, we bring in a guy who is doing it all tonight. He's producing. He's also going to co-host. We've got Gavin the Intern. I think it's about time we take off that intern label, young man. Gavin, how you doing tonight?
I got to let out another one. Let's go. We clinch another shutout. Oh, feeling good once again. Saturday night, big game for Soup. Man, everyone's rolling. I'm ready for playoff hockey for sure.
Now, Gavin, I know you did a really good job of, detailing how long it had been since the last shutout, going back before a couple of days ago. So now what? We're 60 minutes, 120 minutes. We've got a good streak going here, the Edmonton Oilers. Finding it at the right time, right?
Oh, for sure. Like what I started to notice too, like at the beginning of the season, it seemed like the Edmonton Oilers, some were clicking, some of the players, but we weren't all going at the same time. But now we're seeing how dangerous this Edmonton Oilers team can be if everyone is going at the same time. And that's just what's going on right now. So again, it's feeling really good tonight.
Yeah, Hyman with a goal tonight. Draisaitl had 3. Connor McDavid just toying with them. I mean, it was a fun night. Matthias Ekholm, a couple assists, +3, if you believe in that sort of thing. Vander Kane was out there doing his thing. Kane, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. It's a nice second line they got there. So let's get right into it. Let's get to the good tonight. And I think that we got to say the good, very simple. Playoffs clinched. I mean, the Edmonton Oilers, we knew they were going to get there eventually. If they somehow missed the playoffs, it would have been one of the most unbelievable things in sports. They were just so close. They only needed 1 point. But I think the guys can breathe a little bit easier now. And on the same night, Draisaitl gets to 50. Maybe they're just going to be playing a little bit more relaxed brand of hockey.
Yeah, I know for sure. Like, I know the Oilers could have clinched the other night here if we got a little bit of help out with our out-of-town scoreboard, but this is a hell of a way better way to do it. On home ice in spectacular fashion with a 6-0 win. So what more could you honestly ask for with this one?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you were down at that game, you're probably going out to continue the fun tonight.
Yeah, and I heard everyone was singing along during the songs there at the end too. So awesome vibes there at Rogers Place. I think everyone else is ready for playoff hockey now too.
Yeah, 100%. I saw in the chat someone said Carflake season. Yeah, like it's
for sure.
We're at that point of the calendar year. It's playoff hockey. We got to get into it. And I said the Oilers will play a little bit more relaxed, but at the same time, I don't think they're gonna, take the foot off the pedal. They're
No.
in a race because with the good comes the bad, and there wasn't a lot of bad at Rogers Place tonight. But we're gonna go with no scoreboard help. And just when you take a look around the NHL tonight, I just want to get the final scores for you. Of course, the Oilers in a tight battle with the Kings and the Golden Knights. The Kings beat Seattle 3-1, and it was Vegas over Minnesota 4-1. So with that, nothing changes in the standings, right? The Oilers get up to 99 points. The Kings are at 98, and Las Vegas sits atop the Pacific with 101. So the Edmonton Oilers, as we've seen, this last little stretch, 15 games, they've been playing fantastic hockey. And the only problem is the Vegas Golden Knights and the LA Kings are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I know exactly. And like you said, like everyone's getting hot at the same time in the Pacific Division. But honestly, the way we're playing right now, give me the Kings in the playoffs, give me the Golden Knights in the playoffs. I'm really not worried because looking back to last year and now up to this year, I think we're a better hockey team than we were last year going to the playoffs. So, and people tend to forget we made the conference final last year. Yeah, we got swept by Colorado, but now we're bringing in like hot goaltending. We're bringing in a guy like Matthias Ekholm. We're bringing in guys having career years as a whole. So I think we're in a better position this year than we were last year going into the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it was kind of weird for me to hear that. I know the Kings are a good team. They'd be a great opponent. It'd be a fun series. But you have McDavid, you have Draisaitl, who are, two of the top 3 offensive players in the league. If you wanted to throw a couple guys in that category, Nathan McKinnon's right there. Kucherov's going to be in there. There's a lot of really talented players, but McDavid and Draisaitl, when they're on their game, they are so good. And, that's going to transition us nicely into the Oily tonight, because when you look at the Oily, what we're going to have here, career highs. McDavid, Draisaitl are doing it. Nuge is doing it. Hyman's doing it. Hyman's up to 80 points now. Nuge is up to 97 with the 1 assist.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid up to 146, and Leon Draisaitl 120 now. But you've also got Darnell Nurse, the $9 million man, gets a career high tonight. And I tweeted out there, they mentioned on the broadcast that Darnell Nurse, when it comes to 5-on-5 scoring, even strength, because I was corrected at 5-on-5, he's even higher. But even strength scoring, Darnell Nurse, 7th in the league. I tweeted it wrong. He's somewhere between 6th, 7th, or 8th. My mentions were going. Yeah, my math was bad. I was excited to see it because I'm so happy for Darnell Nurse and what he's been able to do this year and the way he's playing as of late. But Gavin, career highs for a lot of players on this team, not just the big 2.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the fact that I seen this, Reed Wilkins tweet out that the Oilers last had 2 50-goal scorers in the same season in 1986-87 when Gretzky had 62 and Curry had 54. And now the fact that McDavid and Draisaitl are kind of in that same category, man, just look out, honestly. And like you mentioned too, Nuge and Hyman also having career years. It just proves that sometimes, we might not have McDavid or Draisaitl going. We have other guys that pick up that slack.
100%. And I mean, we've talked about it a little bit here on Oilers Nation After Dark and past shows. And I see it during the day job with TSN 1260. I mean, a guy in the bottom 6 will come out of the lineup and fans are mad. It's like, oh, you can't take him out. Like that's a great sign. And we haven't seen that with the Oilers for a long time. The bottom 6, they know their job. Warren Fogle, if that guy could score on breakaways, he might have a career high in points as well. But
I think that's his kryptonite for sure.
They're playing some good hockey right now. 151 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We do appreciate it. Hit the like button. Same thing with you're on Facebook. And I saw a little notification on Facebook. During the live stream, you can support us by sending stars, a digital gift that helps us keep making free content. I don't know what those are, but if you know how to do that on Facebook, send us some stars. Tim says, hi, Connor and Gavin. Tim, thank you for joining us tonight. One thing we should mention here, because I want people to know, because the gear goes fast when it comes to Oilers Nation.
Especially this one that just came out. Yeah.
You've got the graphic. Why don't we bring it up?
Sure.
And I'll just ramble on for a little bit while we get there. So there you go. The Draisaitl 50-goal shirt now available. nationgear.ca. You can read it. It's his punchline. He's probably going to say it tonight. And there's also the playoff t-shirt. It comes in 2 colors. You can get it at nationgear.ca/collection/ON playoffs. Get ready to oil up. You hear that? Get ready to oil up. Just check it out on social media as well. Twitter, Instagram at Nation Gear. Gavin, I wrote that down wrong in my notes, but at Nation Gear, what shirt will you be going for, the Draisaitl or the playoff shirt?
Man, I haven't seen the playoff one yet, so I can't really choose it. But man, that Draisaitl one is slick. So I'm definitely gonna be grabbing one of those.
I mean, hey, you just grab one of each. And
Yeah,
Loomis
for
says,
sure.
"Do you ship to the U.S.?" I don't. Maybe that's
Yeah,
yeah. All right, Loomis, you no excuse. Get on it, Nation Gear. Grab that. Driz Stormborn, great name, great game for the boys. So happy for Campbell. We 100% have to talk about Jack Campbell because I saw a few people on Twitter before the game discounting him before the game even started. It was like the Edmonton Oilers weren't playing the Ducks, they were playing the Boston Bruins, and this was going to cost them the game. They weren't thinking about standings. Well, Jack Campbell, you can say what you want. You can say it was the Ducks. You can say his rebound control wasn't great, but 36 shots faced, 36 saves. Awesome to see for Soup because, I mean, it hasn't been a good year. We know the wins have been there, but the games have not been good. It was the streak of 7 games, Gavin, 4 goals or more. In 2 of those, he
yeah.
gave up 6. Awesome to see Jack Campbell have the performance that he did tonight. I don't care about opponents. He did well.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think since we brought Jack Campbell on in the offseason, we're all kind of waiting for that, kind of like that trademark Jack Campbell start in an Oilers uniform. And we got that tonight, right? A 36 save shutout in and clinching a playoff spot with that. So I think that's a trademark win right there. And yeah, he did well.
Now, is he now 29-4 in the season? Or is it 19-9-4? I don't know if they updated that stat, but either way,
I think, yeah, it was 19-4 going into this game, so 20-4 now.
if he's a starting pitcher in baseball, you're happy about it. Even if it takes a little more run support to get him those wins,
Yep.
It's looking good. The record's nice. We'll forget about the GAA and the ERA, but for him, certainly what he
And we'll
needed.
put the goggles on for that one. So
Yeah, and you know what? We had talked last show about how you could potentially, it was Aaron and Baked Milk and I, about how you could start Skinner tonight, give Skinner the start on Tuesday against the Kings, and then go Jack Campbell. I think would probably all agree still go Stuart Skinner on Tuesday, but
sure.
back-to-back games, you go back to Jack Campbell against the Ducks once again, and hopefully he's feeling good about this one. We actually had a message in the YouTube chat, and it was I owe Nurse an apology. That came from Jaden. That's big of you, Jaden, because there's a lot of people that won't let that contract number.
I respect it.
You know what? He's playing good hockey. Gregor had the stat. I believe it was like, I don't want to butcher it, but it was like 17 out of 20 minutes that Anze Kopitar was on the ice. Darnell Nurse was out there. I thought Anze Kopitar was like invisible earlier this week. Not talking tonight, going back to a couple games ago. But, Darnell Nurse, and I think the Matthias Ekholm addition is probably taking a little bit of pressure off him, knowing that they've got another defensive stalwart there. But Darnell Nurse, good to see him playing better, scoring some goals, and, people acknowledging that, hey, this is a good thing. He's playing pretty good.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's good to see kind of Darnell Nurse getting hot at the right time, too, because obviously we're going to need him to be strong on the blue line going into the playoffs. And like you said, too, the addition of Matthias Ekholm has only helped guys like Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse, and honestly, the whole defensive core as a whole, too. So now the fact that kind of like I mentioned earlier in the stream, too, now that we're all firing on the cylinders at the exact same time, look out for this hockey team, man.
Leonard says, hi, Connor. Gavin Leonard, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Frank says, playoff t-shirts look awesome. Go check them out. Nationgear.ca. Report back. We know they look awesome. The Nation people, the fine folks, the Nation Network would not do anything ugly. They're going to have you looking good. And
yeah, Kennedy does a really good job with those. So
100%. Check it out. You will enjoy it. Tyson says, Darnell Nurse has really turned up his game lately. Rusty, the reckless optimist. Shout out Rusty, keeping everyone positive in the chat. Having a healthy Nurse and a healthy Dry going into the playoffs is going to be a huge boost for us. Yeah, I mean, it's tough in the playoffs, right? Like, depth is so important. I think that's another nice thing for the Edmonton Oilers with the depth in the bottom 6 that they've had, just in case anything were to happen. Man, even like Ryan Murray skated, didn't he? I mean,
I saw that tweet.
We've kind of forgotten, and ideally you don't have to bring him back into the lineup, but healthy bodies, good to see. Tonight, I thought we saw a really, Darnell Nurse played 22 minutes. CC was out there 21. I think Cody Cece's played a lot better as well. Maybe another guy that's benefited from the additions made to this team. And we saw it again for the second time in, I want to say, 3 games where Connor McDavid getting to rest a little bit, load management maybe creeping its way into the NHL, but 18 minutes tonight, below his average. Leon Draisaitl, he plays 20 minutes still, but good for Connor McDavid to take a few minutes to just take it easy towards the end of the game. Maybe sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Especially going into the playoffs too. If you kind of go in there with kind of fresher legs, so if we're somehow like giving him like a little bit of maintenance going forward, that can only help us too going into the playoffs.
We've got shred before dead. Vinny was right on the tape passes to the forward tonight as well with a little, I want to say, scotch emoji. Tyson says Yams was looking gorgeous. Man, it's funny the turnaround we've had here. Hey, Gavin. I mean, there was times where Yamamoto was the whipping boy. Right now, it's very positive. It's really positive right now, which is good to see, especially on a Saturday night. But
yeah, I think Clinchmas will do that to anybody too, right? We're clinching playoffs, good vibes all around. Everyone's setting career highs, back-to-back shutouts. Everyone's positive, and I'm absolutely loving it. And
you know what? I think one of the things that is really nice, I mean, obviously the game against the Kings was outstanding. The way they played their system, they didn't break, they kept going. And then a game against the Ducks, and we had Joaquin Gage in our pregame show with Tom Gazzola, and he said, I don't like these games. Like, you're coming off games where you got to play really well, and then even a team that just leaks goals, and, he didn't say it, but it was like almost like a classic trap game, and that's a guy who played in the NHL. And the Edmonton Oilers didn't let it become that. Like, it started off a little bit slow, but once they got that first goal, the floodgates opened. They kept going. I think that's a good sign of a maturing team.
Oh, for sure, because then, like, the Oilers have lost 2 games already against Columbus this year, and even when I hopped on the stream in our last After Dark show, we were kind of hesitant about this game, saying, sometimes the Edmonton Oilers play down to their competition. So it was good for the Oilers to kind of squash that going into tonight and putting up like a huge 6-0 victory.
Frank on Facebook says, do you guys agree that they'll have to clean up those unforced giveaways? Those odd plays will hurt them. Yeah, and I mean, especially in a game against a team like LA or Las Vegas in the first round of the playoffs, if it were to happen, those are the games where you can't do that. But I think they've shown, against the better teams in the league that they can avoid that. A couple games against Boston, that game against LA, I think they have it in them. But Frank, you're 100% right. If they were not to, it would haunt them.
Exactly. And I think that goes both ways too, though, for both teams any given day too. But it all comes down to who capitalizes on those chances too, right?
100%. You don't want that ending up on the stick of a Jack Eichel or a Anze Kopitar, right? If it's someone else, maybe other teams probably say that, like McDavid's 60th goal. Like, well, we can't let him do that to us, especially shorthanded. That's just the threat that he is. Maynard Nugent Spivey says it was sketchy early. Yeah, I was a little unsure about it, but wasn't too panicked. Todd J. Hunking says, when's the parade? Pump the brakes on that one. It was a good game. Let's pump the brakes a little bit there.
And one thing too, I wanted to mention about Leon Draisaitl's hat trick too. It's not all the time that you see. He scored a goal in every phase. He scored a power play goal, a shorthanded goal, and even strength goal too. So man, the guy's doing everything for us.
Versatile. And I touched on it at the beginning, Gavin. Like I used to work for the Oil Kings like production, so I'd get a chance to go watch WHL, and there was some fun games. Like Nude was really cool to watch because you might not notice him, but then at the end of the game, he'd have 4 points. Leon Draisaitl, like you knew he's a playmaker, but the way he's just added that goal scoring ability to his game and improved so much. I don't want to say the name, but I was always hoping that a former Oiler who was traded to Carolina and wore number 13 here could take those steps and improve upon like the skills. And if he could just do that, you'd have a player there. Wish him all the best in Carolina, but never happened. This is just about Leon Draisaitl and all the improvements he's made in his career.
And I think this is now Draisaitl's 3rd career 50-goal season too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not like a one-time season. He just blew up for a season, finding the back of the net. No, he's continually finding that 40-goal, 50-goal seasons.
That puts him with, I believe, Jaromir Jagr, Teemu Selanne, Luc Robitaille, John Leclerc. Guys who've scored
and what geez, and that's
50 goals on 3 occasions. So I mean, it's pretty remarkable what he's been able to do. And similar to that, Ovechkin spot on the power play, where it is, it's coming, but you just don't stop it. Like it just becomes so good.
And if I had a quarter every time I tweet out Draisaitl from his usual spot, puts one in the back of the net, right? Like it's an every game occurrence for Dry.
Jason Greger of Daily Face-Off, Oilers Nation, TSN 1260, he tweeted out the most goals in the past 5 seasons. So David Pastrnak has 202, Connor McDavid 214, Ovi 215, Matthews 222, and Leon Draisaitl 229. So obviously the best ability is availability. No doubting Austin Matthews. If you go per game, fantastic. Great pure finisher, but Leon Draisaitl, it's not expected goals, it's goals, and Leon Draisaitl finds a way to get it done. So pretty cool. And I'm honestly, for the way we talk about Connor McDavid, almost a little surprised he's 4th. It's like, he's such a great playmaker. Guy's like a perennial 30 goal scorer. Now he's a 60 goal scorer. So, man, spoiled.
It's funny. Yeah, no kidding. And it's funny that I don't know if you've seen the video, but the NHL players are kind of doing their predictions going to this season, and Draisaitl's prediction was that Connor McDavid was going to score 60 goals. So McDavid must have seen that. He's like, yeah, I can do this one for him. No, not a doubt.
I'm going to make you look good. Alicia on Facebook says, back in 80s and 90s with the Oilers wins, we saw stats based on less rules, and today we have caps and massive rules. So the stats on Leon and Connor and Nugent are hard to accomplish this day and age. Congrats to the Edmonton boys. And we're starting to see the goals per game go up. It did dip for quite a while there, and it's starting to go back up again. But 100%. And I find it very hard to compare eras, because if you put McDavid, back in the 80s, the skates he would be on, the training, the technology.
The technology and everything. It's so hard to compare those two.
Exactly. You give Gretzky, modern technology and everything like that. Who knows what he would have done? Just
exactly.
Amazing talents. We're fortunate. I didn't really get a chance to see Gretzky. Unfortunately, I got like the mid 90s teams that weren't a whole lot of fun. I mean, we love Smitty, love Doug Wade, Bill Guerin, Anson Carter.
I grew up through the decade of darkness. So now the fact that I'm living this, what a treat.
It is. We're definitely spoiled. Let us know in the chat here on YouTube and Facebook. Did you see Gretzky? Did you see McDavid? Did you get a chance to see them both? Because if you did, super, super envious of you. Someone I am envious of, I think it was Lance. He's a regular in the Discord and in the chat. Went to Oodle Noodle and picked up some stickers and some noodles. So I just want to let everyone know you can be like Lance. Visit any Oodle Noodle location in Edmonton, giving away free Oilers Nation stickers to fans. So get some noodles, get a sticker, put it on your car, show your support for the nation as well as the local hockey club, and check them out on Twitter, Oodle_Noodle, and on Instagram, Oodle Noodlegram. I think that for the boys and girls at Nation headquarters, it's a constant, isn't it? Someone's always bringing in Noodle.
Yeah, like I would say probably at least once a week, and you always have to get the green onion cakes with like that plum sauce or like that sweet sauce. And that's my go-to. So I'm just saying what my order is, I guess.
Okay, what do we got here going on in the chat? Okay, I'm going for a little while. We got Dry the Destroyer. Good name. I always. What do you have a favorite for Dry's nickname?
I like Dr. Dry.
Yeah,
it's kind of one of my go-tos. Yeah.
I feel like we've always, I don't know, because that's not my favorite, but I don't think I have a better one, so I can't really think about one. So, anyways, Genesis says F Matthews. We don't have to be like that. Genesis, he's pretty good. Tyler Ruins with an Iron Fist. Someone says, where do we get the car plate? I think you got to buy that from like the official team store or order them online. Fanatics maybe.
Yeah, or like a Game On Sports in the mall or something along those lines. Maybe Sports Closet will have them too coming up here. So check out Sports Closet.
They for sure will. Sports Closet is where you want to go for that one. Okay, so we've got FIFA Las Vegas. I was around for all the 80s teams, 5 cups. That's great. Mike D says, I'm the same age as you, Connor. Grew up with Wade, Smitty, Carter, Smith. Yeah, I mean, we had some good players. I mean, Todd Marchand. I grew up like really liking Andrei Kovalenko for some reason, Mariusz Turkowski, David Oliver, Mike Greer. The first time I ever got a chance to hop on our morning show at the station's roundtable, I was with Joaquin Gage. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, I watched you playing when I was a kid. Like he and
Oh, man.
Fred Brathwaite were like the first two goalies I remember playing with the Oilers. It was so cool. So, yeah, I mean, hey, we had some tough times for the Edmonton Oilers, but if you got a chance to see Gretzky, I feel like for 10, 20 years, you're probably like, yeah, I saw 5 cups. That's good. And then it dipped, but now it's kind of picking up again. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to see a few more. Genesis says, saw both. This team is amazing. QF Pro, Draisaitl the lean mean, goal scoring machine.
Oh, I like that one.
That's not bad. And then Renegade, man, we talked about this last show, but good with the updated stats. Now leading the league with 16 shorties with Leon Draisaitl getting that one. We talked about it when McDavid was getting a little bit more time on the PK. What a wrinkle to throw in there. Like, obviously, they're probably saying, stay out of shooting lanes and things like that. We'll put you out there in the last 20 seconds, maybe take advantage of a fatigued power play. But what a threat he is if he just gets the puck anywhere near his vicinity.
Well, exactly, too. Obviously, like with less men on the ice, too, he has a little bit more area to skate, too. So with that speed, Connor McDavid just takes it on a whole new level like he usually does, and he usually finds the back of the net or at least leads to a huge scoring chance shorthanded too, which obviously going to the playoffs, if you throw that wrinkle in there, like you said, it's awesome.
And I mean, I love to see like a camera from behind the net, like the all 22 in football, right? So as soon as a puck's kind of 50-50, does McDavid kind of just cheat to get outside the zone? Like it's such a element you have to be wary of, and it's kind of funny because I don't think often you go on the power play and you're like, watch this guy, can't let him break free. But that's what teams have to do. They have to be wary of what's happening. Kyle the Embalmer says, Connor Halley, that's me. What are your thoughts on #CatFoodGate? I believe that was Tyler Yaremchuk who said that if the Bruins finished first in their division, he would eat cat food.
Yeah, because one of his hot takes going into the season was that the Boston Bruins would miss the playoffs too. So he made that take before starting at the Nation. So all the stuff with Cat Food Gate was coming up. So I finally asked him at Nation HQ, I'm like, what's all this cat food talk about? And then he told me the story. I'm like, gotcha.
You know what? I mean, I guess my take would be if he said he would do it, he'll probably do it. He's a man of his word. Isn't he? I mean, he wore the romper and stuff like that. I don't envy him, but I feel like he's a man of his word, and I think he'll do it.
And I guess he didn't specify how much he had to eat either. So
no, just a little bite.
Exactly.
Maybe get like one of the like the natural chicken ones or something, and try to find a good flavor. I don't know. Maybe someone with cats can let us know what kind of flavors they have.
Yeah,
that's a weird one. Bacon Cow. Great name, says, in air quotes, no look Leon. Yeah, Leon Draisaitl, the passes that he makes are great. We've got the Deutschland Dangler. I think Guy Flaming came up with that one at the Pipeline show.
Okay.
QF Pro says, heel turn your Yaremchuk. Yeah, maybe he's... I don't know. We'll find out. I said it when he brought it up on the show. I said once on air, I said, if something happens, I'll eat my shoe. And it was a little too close to happening, so I stopped making those declarations. Like, it's just too risky.
Yeah,
especially with cat food.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't risk cat food in anything, but to each their own.
Kyle the Embalmer says Halley's getting fired tomorrow. Sorry, but am I don't know. It was like such a hot button issue. Maybe they were trying to suppress it, and I just made a whole thing about it. But I'll read whatever's on the chat. Like if it's in the chat, I'll bring it up.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever to bring it up. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the last time. Nobody tell your Yaremchuk.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to keep on doing this. Next game's Tuesday at 8:30. Maybe I'll be like suspended for it. I just won't be here because I brought it up. But you know what, Tyler, you don't have to eat it if you don't want to. Nobody can make you. I don't even know what else we got to get to here. I think we've done a pretty good job of running through everything here. I'm going on about 30 minutes. It is 11:26. We still got 162 people here in the chat, though, which is fantastic. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do that. We do appreciate that. We've got some stuff going on. We've got just the cat emoji from Tori. Yeah, Halley not getting fired. He has a no trade clause on his ELC. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they could probably fire me pretty easily. I'm quite replaceable. Gavin, anything you want to get to here on the show tonight? What anything stood out that we didn't bring up?
No, I just think everyone, like I keep saying too, is firing on cylinders right now. I'm ready for playoff hockey. It cannot come soon enough. I'm just anxious to see who we're playing in the first round. So let's get to it.
It's going to be so awesome. Ewan says, "Bag milk will keep you around, Halley." Well, is there going to be like a split in Oilers Nation? Like,
You just have to make a deal with Satan, I guess, because I know he makes appearances on our shows every now and then. So,
I mean, if I had to do it, I don't know if it'd be. Well, I mean, this is pretty meaningful. Maybe I'll have to. We'll think about it when the next time Satan shows up. Yes, Genesis says, hammer that like button. Yes, hammer that like button. We appreciate it. Let's see. 6-0. So if you took the overtime at Betway, you did not win because the Anaheim Ducks could not.
Because then Soup stood on his head. So
yeah, it's your own fault because you know that Campbell's going to get out there and make some plays, keep that shutout streak going.
Okay.
Susan says, this is so much fun and exciting. You're telling me, Susan, this is a lot of fun.
I love a week. Goosebumps like thinking about playoff hockey now. You know, just the vibes, the energy, the atmosphere inside Rogers Place. Oof.
What part of town do you live in, Gavin? Don't be too specific. We don't want you getting stalked, but
I'm downtown. I'm like right by Ice District.
Okay, so like you will walk down to your car or whatever, or go get a Slurpee or whatever you're going to get, and you're just going to start to feel that buzz in the city. Yep. It's so awesome. The car flags are one thing we mentioned. The jerseys come out and about. Nothing better than being able to go to a hockey game when you're wearing shorts and sandals. You just can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly, too, because like during the playoff run last year, too, when I went to a couple games, obviously I just walked to the arena, too. So the whole walk there, too, you're just getting excited. You're hearing everyone honk and everyone's giving you the thumbs up walking to the arena. Oh, I love that feeling.
That's the best. Squishies for breakfast says he's the Connor who got suspended. Yeah. McDavid hits him from the behind. No suspension. I bring up cat food, and I'm going to be the one who gets suspended. I appreciate your support, Loomis, as well. We got to stay strong. Team Bagged Milk, Team URM Chuck. We'll see what happens and what the fallout is at Oilers Nation headquarters. All right, Gavin. Next game will be Tuesday night. It's an 8:30 start, taking on the LA Kings. It'll be massive because, as we sit right now, the Oilers 1 point up with a game in hand of the LA Kings. If they can make that a 3-point lead, I don't have to tell you. It's going to be very important. So let's get a prediction, and how about a Betway prediction as well? Betway 19+. Bet responsibly.
Sure. So I think Connor McDavid in these games, he always lives up to expectations. He kind of goes that extra mile for us. So I'm going to go Connor McDavid 2 goals or more. And then for a score, I think it's going to kind of be the same story of like that 2-0 victory that just happened. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Edmonton Oilers win.
Okay. I thought you were going to give me like a 10-leg parlay there. Not this time?
No, and that's like always like 15 minutes before puck drop. I just go off instinct for that one. I do a little bit of digging, but yeah, definitely one of those that I will be making.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to be very interested to see, how that game goes. I got to give credit to Gregor for this one. He had brought up after the last game the Oilers kind of game plan there, playing the dump and chase in the first period as the Kings like to bottle it up. So I'm going to take the under in this one. I think it's going to be tight checking playoff hockey once again. And can't wait to see how the intensity is. It starts to ratchet up a little bit, obviously, with Anderson getting hit last game. It's going to get chippy. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be worth staying up till 8:30 on Tuesday night, and then joining us after at 11:30, 11:20. Joining us there on Oilersnation After Dark. It's going to be a lot of fun. Gavin, great work tonight. I appreciate it. Don't wrap up too soon, though, okay? Last time it was a great out, but I didn't get a chance to thank everyone. So I want to make sure give a big thank you to Gavin, of course, knocked it out of the park. Great having you on tonight. Everyone on Facebook, what is it? Stars? Send us stars if you can. Yeah. If you can't, hit that like button. Share it. That's good too. On YouTube, hit the like button, and come back and watch it again on Sunday because it was so fun to do this and have the Oilers winning. Just give us those views. Twitter, if you go find it, hit the retweet button. We appreciate that. Don't forget to, follow Oilers Nation on Twitter as well on Facebook and YouTube. Great content. Gavin, I usually will check it out on Facebook the next day just to see how the numbers were, and I'm scrolling for like 2 minutes. There's so much content coming out from Oilers Nation, and it's all Oilers related. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. They're everywhere. TikTok. TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Check them out. Very easy to find. Oilers Nation, a big thank you to our sponsors, of course, the good, the bad, the oily, brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance, Oodle Noodle. You can go over there today, grab some noodles, and get an Oilers Nation sticker. Oilers Nation gear. We got the playoff shirt coming as well as the Draisaitl 50 goal shirt. I think, Gavin, I don't know if you want to bring that up again. If anyone just jumped in here, this is what the shirt looks like. You can grab that, wear it to a game. I'm sure Leon Draisaitl will notice you, maybe point you out, and you can share a laugh. And you know what? Should say this too, because the playoffs are nearing, and with that, the Oilers are going to have road games. So if you want to get a quick road trip in, maybe down to LA, maybe to Vegas, we'll see who their first round opponent is. Make sure you check out AMA Travel. And I printed out all my liners, and on the one page, I only have like 2 things. And that is on Instagram, AMA_travel, and on Twitter, @AMA Travel. They do all the nation vacations. Everyone has a good time. I've said it before. My fiance uses AMA Travel. She's a Globetrotter. I'm not. She says they make it so easy. So check out AMA Travel if you got any vacations planned, and if you want to go see the Oilers on the road this playoff season. For Gavin the Intern and everyone at Oilers Nation, I'm Connor Halley. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Hit that like button. We'll talk to you Tuesday after another hopeful Oilers win.
Thanks, guys.